Hello, everyone. Andy Goldberg here. Welcome to the Founders Chair podcast. And very excited to have on the program today Steve Ross from Shackleton Technologies. Steve, welcome.
Thank you, Andy. It's great to be here.
Thanks very much for joining us on the Founders Chair. Why don't we start off, Steve, if you can just tell us maybe a little bit about you personally, where you're from, where you live, family, hobbies, etc.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm born in Dundee, and still live in Dundee in Scotland. I've got three boys that are a bit older now, in their 20s. Got a family, a grandfather now as well, just recently. And I was also, probably a big part of my life, I was also brought up as a teenager in Toronto in Canada. So I've got a little bit of North America stuff about me as well. So there's a little bit of a mix, but mostly Scottish.
Fantastic. What do you get up to when you're not working in the business and doing other things?
It's the usual story, Andy. It's the family visiting family. I do like to keep fit. I do like doing that. That helps me. I just help. Yes, just feel great for it, don't you? Once you've done a workout, I do like to do that, and then just meet up with friends, and yeah, every day is different, but it's a busy life, I suppose.
Indeed. Tell us the story, Steve, about how the business came about in the first place, and in particular, at what point did you feel you had the confidence to go out on your own and do it on your own?
Yeah, so Shackleton's technology started 20 years ago, 2004. We're an IT managed service provider based in Dundee. And I started off basically, it was me and my friend started the business off. It was through we were football teammates. And we just at that time there was a lack of my IT providers in the Dundee area, and we just saw a little kind of niche in the marketplace. And we went away and started up. He was working on his own at that time, and I was working for Accenture, the management consultancy firm in Dundee. So, sorry, in Aberdeen. So it was a bit of at that time, a little bit of a risk, I would say, to go away and, had a young family and go away, start off. But I just always had that bug of, what, I really want to do this and we could do it. We've got good skill sets and yeah, let's go away and do this. A loan from the bank and a little bit of money poured into it and then away we went.
And away you went, and you never looked back. And how long ago was that, did you say?
20 years ago, 2004, 21 coming up for in June yet.
Did you have a big 20th anniversary celebration for the business?
We did, yeah. So we went away to Edinburgh. We had a great day in Edinburgh with the team. And on our 10th anniversary, we did, that was probably even more memorable because we did in Dundee, there's the Discovery boat, whereas Ernest Shackleton was part of that boat. It's in Dundee Harbour. So we had everybody there on the boat at that time for a lovely meal. But that was 10 years ago. 20 years ago, we did the same thing in Edinburgh. We had more people, so couldn't fit on the boat.
Well, congratulations on coming up on 21 years. That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Tell us a little bit about the company now, Steve, what you do, who your customers are, that kind of thing.
There's 20 of us in the business now. The office in Dundee, but we service IT, our clients all across the UK essentially. So provide IT strategy, IT security, and IT support services to companies, basically between 10 and 250 users in all sectors. Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is, public sector, private sector. We're in there providing all these solutions and trying to help them minimize the business risk when it comes to particularly IT security, which is the big thing just now.
Yeah, so I worked in IT security a long time ago when it just started out really to be a big thing. And one of the things we found it tough to explain to customers that if nothing happens bad, that's a good thing. And this is why we're here. Like, oh, why are we paying for this if, nothing's happened? Well, that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think regular check-ins is the key. So quarterly conversations with the client, highlighting any risks that they actually have is the key to it's all about relationships. And that's what it is. We're not just there to support's kind of like the last thing that we do. If we do all the good stuff first and the client comes along with us on the journey, protect their business, remember, then everything just kind of seems to it just works. So yeah, it's a definitely relationship based thing that we've got with our clients.
your industry must always be changing because of the fast pace of technology, always changing. So you've got to always keep up on that.
All the time. It's constant. And if you don't, you become a dinosaur very, very quickly. So we've always got to look at where it's heading. Technology changes, support changes. We're part of two peer groups, one in the UK, one in the States. And that keeps us abreast of the technology changes and what's happening in our actual industry as well. So we get a lot of value out of that.
Don't you ever feel like you just want technology to stay the same for a while and you can just rest and let things settle and not don't let anything change for a couple of years?
That would be good. That would be
Yeah.
absolutely excellent. But like even in our business, we have actually a technology steering group which meets up and the guys meet up because it changes that much. So we've got to keep pace with the industry. It's that simple.
So, Steve, did you do this on your own, or did you have people kind of behind you to inspire you, or be a role model for you, or kind of challenge you to do, or was this all
I,
self-driven?
I think I'm not quite sure of that. It's a great question. I've always kind of wanted to have my own business, 100%. Now my background's accountancy, so it's not IT. That's my background. I've always wanted to I've always business orientated, and I enjoyed working in smaller organizations as a finance controller, finance director. I loved all that kind of stuff, and I was interested in having my own business. So that's what I think. All that plus just inspiration from other people about personal development. And I remember my football manager 30 years ago gave me tapes and books about personal development, and I'm like, this is great. So I think all that stuff kind of comes together, Andy, and I wanted to kind of go down a path of, yeah, I want to be my own boss, essentially.
What would you say has been your biggest learning as a business owner?
I would say that the highs of, you got to watch, you got to get a balance. So it's a proper balance. That's very, very difficult to do, right? So I think it comes through experience. The highs are never that high, and the lows are never really that low, type of thing.
Mm.
So you've kind of got to keep things into perspective. I think when you're younger, the things that are kind of, it's the things are real low, but it's not really. You've got to get yourself up again and go, right, come on, look yourself in the mirror and go, right, let's crack on again and let's get moving.
What would you say has been your biggest challenge as a business owner through the years, and
Excuse me.
how did you work your way through it?
The biggest challenges was basically getting up every day and going, right, let's go on again, and just be resilient, and just pushing along. You have to get the right team beside you. That's key. You have to get the right people in the right seats in your organization. That is absolutely key. You can't do it on your own. It just does not work. So one of the things I think as a leader of a business, and sometimes it gets neglected, is that you have to build a team around you. And that's the key to, I think, your success. Get people in that know stuff more than what you do.
And I find because a lot of the businesses that I work with struggle with this, struggle with finding great people and keeping them. And I'd be interested in your thoughts on this. A lot of the reason it seems behind that is when we need to recruit somebody, we need to recruit them now, urgently. So
Yeah,
we just go fast and we get the best available person, or
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, we interview a few people that responded to an ad rather than really take the time and find the right person.
yeah. And that is difficult. That is 100% a challenge. I mean, no business ever picks the right people all the time. It just doesn't work like that. But by core values is a big thing, Andy. So we when we recruit within our business, it's based upon your core values. Well, our core values, our business. Once you have that in place, that makes things easier because you can then teach them the technical stuff. But if they have your core values, then you're like, okay, this is great. Then people are more open to kind of being coachable and all that stuff.
So you hire based on, do they have the right fit for the organization?
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Rather than hiring them on the technical skills and trying to teach them the core values, which is
But
impossible, right?
listen, we've done that, and it doesn't work. So we're not perfect. We've done that stuff, but the other way is by far better. Okay, they might for a technical role, they might need a bit of technical knowledge. Of course they do, right? But the core values is by far the most important thing.
Yeah, if they're willing to learn, you can teach them the other stuff.
Anything. Yeah, if they're open-minded, how good is that? So yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, that one right there is a big learning for our viewers because I think people just think, well, we need to hire somebody that ticks these boxes. And the next available person for the right pay, we'll just get them in and then discover they're never going to be part of the team. They're never going to be part of the family.
No, you know what? You're actually going to be compounding the problem.
Yeah.
You might as well just wait and just get the right person, because you're going to be compounding the problem. So yeah, they've got to fit within the team. They've got to fit, like I say, within your core values, and then that way they will, with obviously with you coaching and mentoring them, they will become a good fit for your organization. 100% believe that.
Like to hear that coaching and mentoring them, right?
Yes.
Getting the best out of them, not just managing them, but
No, coaching and
helping them
mentoring
to
them. Yeah.
grow and getting them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How you get on? What more can we do to help you? How could you become better at your job? What do we need to give you the tools and the resources to help you?
Like it. I like it. So what's the next big thing for Shackleton Technologies, Steve? What are the next 1 to 3 years look like for you guys in terms of growth?
Yes, we've got a 3-year picture and we've got it in place just now. So we're looking to possibly move to add to another location to where we're at. We're also looking at acquisition as well in terms of where we are at as a business. We're also looking at making our people better as well. We just want to have what we say is want to build a great business with great people. That's what I tell my team every quarter. We're looking to build a great business with great people, and it's not easy to do that, right? But it's a lot easier doing that than the other way. So this make it great for everyone.
So it's not easy to do that. I mean, what do you see is going to be the biggest challenge in the years to come?
I think just now the economy is not the greatest. I think that's a challenge as just now. The other challenge is staying relevant. We're in a competitive marketplace.
Yeah.
That's for sure. You'd be lying if you say otherwise. But then so is everybody, I suppose. But you've got to kind of stay, like I say, stay relevant, stay personable is one of our things. We want to stay personable. We want to have again. We want to be the technical experts with the business minds and with the personality as well. So those three things, which we call our three uniques, kind of, yeah, we want to push on with that basically, and that'll help us kind of rough out any kind of toughness that'll happen
Yeah.
along the road.
There's a sales author I really like, and he says the number one sales strategy is be likable.
Yeah,
People people will do business with you if they like you.
absolutely.
And they won't if they don't.
Yeah, yeah, and listen to people. That's what we do. We listen to the client, and then we say, okay, we can help you or we can't help you. It's that simple. But you got to listen to people. It's a key skill, isn't it? It's a key coaching skill is to be open to listening to people.
Yeah, I mean, and like you said earlier, in an industry which is very technical, and if you do it well, nothing happens.
Yeah,
It's going to be the communication and the connection and the relationship with the
yeah.
customers that's going to keep it alive.
Oh, that 100%, because it's a trust. It's they know that okay, there might be something that happened here, but there's a trust element to that because there is a relationship with them. We know, and they know we've got their back. And
Yeah,
yeah, that's I speak to people. It's the face to face. To me, that's the biggest thing nowadays.
face to
It's
face.
ironic because we're over Zoom, but that's the way it is, Andy. That's what I think the best thing.
I mean, it is interesting because I mean, COVID, as terrible as it was, really made my job a lot easier
Yeah,
because people were more inclined to do things on Zoom and on Teams, which makes things more efficient and helps us reach more people. On the other hand, we don't want it to replace the effectiveness of face to face in person communication and relation.
yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's getting that mix, isn't it? What's the best thing to have? The best source to have a meeting,
Indeed.
And I like face to face, but at times it's more practical to have it Zoom or Teams. Of course it is. So it's getting that balance.
What advice, Steve, would you have for business owners who are just going out on their own, or people who are considering going out and doing this on their own?
Build a network of people. Build what we call people that can actually help you, centers of influence, people that have got your back, people that are friendly, but they could give you a little challenge every now and again. but they really want you to succeed. I would do that. I would also look at, if you are in a business just now, if there's any peer groups. I think peer groups is a massive thing. Join an actual peer group where you could share your stories with like-minded individuals, either in the same industry or across industries. You're going to learn heaps and heaps. And I think those two things, speak with like-minded people and join a peer group, to me, are massive. They're really, our business is pushed on because of that, 100%.
Yeah, look, it's a lonely gig being
Yeah,
a business owner, and it's really important that we have supportive people around us. And I guess, I mean, you tell me what you think about this. We need to make sure that it's the right people, because it's also easy to get sucked into a network of people that are negative or can drag us down, right?
100%. It's got to be people that, that when they've got your back, I mean, in a positive manner, that are going to help you, that are going to encourage you to kind of to do well. So yeah, people that have maybe been there before, that know, oh, they've been in business for a while and they know what it's like. But somebody that's that's looking out for you. I just think that's so good that way,
Well, Steve, we're just coming up to the end now. Like, it flies quickly, doesn't it? But
yeah.
just want to put the contact details out there, or the URL, in case anybody wants. I mean, I'll put the link in the under the video, but do you want to just put the URL out there for people to find out more about Shackleton Technologies?
Yeah, it's www.shacktech, that's SHACKTECH.co.uk.
Brilliant. Well, Steve, it was an absolute pleasure talking to you today on the Founders Chair podcast. Thanks very much for coming on the show and sharing your learnings.
Great. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate that.
This has been the Founders Chair podcast. I'm Andy Goldberg, and I've been talking with Steve Ross from Shackleton Technologies. Thanks very much to all our viewers, and we'll see you all again real soon. Thanks again, Steve.
Thank you.